The Hypesax is an instrument designed to work with a standard saxophone. In this video, an alto saxophone is used to demonstrate how to set up the Hypesax and how it works. The Hypesax is a modular system that consists of 4 components. The unmute contains the central system, which includes 2 microprocessors, a capacitive touch sensor, a gyroscope and accelerometer, an integrated sound system, and a connector to communicate with a sensor link. The sensor link is the hub that connects the unmute to the rest of the sensors. The sensor link features a volume control knob, a USB Type-B jack that allows communication with a computer or a MIDI device, and a 1/4-inch TRS jack to connect an expression pedal in order to control gain. This jack can be reprogrammed to control any other parameters using the expression pedal. 3 LEDs are also mounted which provide visual information about the program being used, or let the user know if there are any problems with the system. The Hypesax mouthpiece holds a sensor that allows for monitoring the air pressure changes produced by blowing into the saxophone during performance. On the side of the beak, a small tube collects a portion of the air in order to redirect it to the sensor. The mouthpiece features a tip opening of 1.48 mm, flat baffle, and round medium chamber. The measurements of this design can be adapted according to the preferences of the performer. Using this mouthpiece gives the performer a chance to take advantage of both inhaling and exhaling to control electronics, adding a completely new way of interacting with the saxophone during performance. A few touch sensors and buttons add extra keys to the saxophone. They are fully programmable and can be used to control any number of parameters, effects, triggers, etc. The touch sensors are mounted on rubber skins called keycaps that may need to be modified in order to fit on different saxophone models. To set up the Hypesax, begin by attaching the touch sensors on top of the D, E, and F keys and connect them to the sensor link. Pay special attention to where the cables can run and be careful not to force the keycaps onto the saxophone keys. Make sure the keycaps allow free motion of the saxophone mechanism. Place the unmute into the bell of the saxophone. Attach the sensor link to the front of the bell and connect it to the unmute using the connector. connect the thumb buttons to the sensor link. Attach the thumb buttons to the saxophone. The single button must be attached next to the right thumb hook and the other two buttons below the left thumb rest. Attach the reed to the mouthpiece and mount it on the saxophone, then connect it to the sensor link. Use an expression pedal to be able to control gain. If a pedal isn't available, use the knob on the sensor link. Finally, connect the unmute to a computer using the USB port. More instructions on how to use the Hypesax directly with a MIDI device can be found at the Hypesax website. The Hub is a program developed to facilitate the use of the Hypesax. It works as a server that allows for the integration between the Hypesax and third-party software using MIDI, serial, or OSC protocols, as well as using send and receive messages when communicating to a max patch. Once the Hypesax has been connected to the computer, you're ready to use the Hub. The first step is to click the Update Port List button. The program will create a list of devices that are or have been connected to the computer. Depending on the computer configuration, the Hypesax might be listed with a generic name such as COM1, USB modem 1234, or Tensi. In some computers, it will be listed as Hypesax. Look at the list and select the device that is most likely to be the Hypesax. Next, click on Receive Hypesax Data to begin communication. If the communication is successful, you will see activity on the Hub. The visual interface of the Hub helps with monitoring the activity of the Hypesax. Rough values can be displayed and used for a greater resolution of control of parameters, while MIDI values are appropriate to work with this protocol. The gyroscope and mouthpiece should be calibrated before performing. To calibrate the gyroscope, click on the calibration buttons to set up maximum and minimum values. To calibrate the mouthpiece, click on Set 0 and then drag the maximum and minimum values while using the mouthpiece. To send data using the MIDI protocol, click on MIDI mapping, then select from Max 1 and choose a parameter. Then follow the necessary steps to map MIDI on the third-party program you are using. To use the OSC protocol, click on the OSC Setup button. A second window will open showing you the options to set up the connection. More details on how to program the communication can be found at the Hypesax website. Here are a few excerpts taken from an improvisation session by saxophonist Peter Liley, where pure electronic sounds and feedback are being controlled using the mechanics of traditional performance. information and examples about how to integrate the Hypesax into a musical context, visit www.hypesax.com.